they've given me just a short time. That's all I need to give you a quick update on this ballot initiative that we have in Denver. And that would create an extraterrestrial affairs commission. And as many of you know, I got inspired to do this because of the story, the experience of Stan Romanek, native of Denver. And I just found out after knowing about him for 2 years that we went to the same high school, about 8 years apart. And that actually is the weirdest thing I've heard in the last year. So what I want to do just very quickly is say where we're at with this thing and invite your support to it, because a ballot initiative goes right to the highest power in our country, which is we the people. And so, and it's true. And as James Madison said, the people are the only legitimate fountain of power. And it's from there that all the other powers of government are derived. So what this ballot initiative has the ability to do is to engage the public like nothing else does, because it puts them in the position of being a lawmaker. Instead of delegating that to their elected public servants who continue to fail in so many areas, it brings us the opportunity to do this ourselves. And after hearing Stan Romanek's experience and looking at the disclosure material with the expert witnesses, the whistleblowers, it's obvious that a great deal of information, more than enough information, is available in the private sector that we can achieve disclosure on our own to a degree that really accomplishes the goal of disclosure, which is open acknowledgement of the existence of extraterrestrial races and that they have been here, that there are reasons we should know about that and acknowledge that. And Dr. Greer will give his spectacular presentation to tell you all about that. Very quickly, this has so much leverage that even without telling the media last year, all I did was introduce this ordinance to this, just as a formality, I had to take it into City Hall. And just from that, it was discovered by a reporter. And that resulted in about 6 weeks of almost nonstop media interviews instead of petitioning, which I thought I would be doing with everybody. And that culminated for the most part with appearance on David Letterman talking about Stan Romanek's story and his evidence. And I felt extremely blessed to have looked into the disclosure project quite a bit by then, because if you look at that Letterman interview, which you can still see at extracampaign.org, you can see that most of that comes from Dr. Greer's work and from the experiences of Stan Romanek. Now, you've all gotten, I think most of you have gotten one of these brochures, flyers, either orange or green, and that, kind of summarizes the essence of the ballot initiative. So what I want to just do very quickly now is just tell you, this has so much leverage that last year, even though no money was spent, there were probably in the hundreds of millions of people around the world that heard about Stan's story and that evidence. That means that for every vote that we get in Denver, we need to collect 4,000 signatures to put this on the ballot. The media normally doesn't pay attention to a ballot initiative until it's on the ballot. The fact that so much media attention was given to it in the beginning before we even petitioned means that we can expect even a lot more. What that means is that the masses will be engaged. Denver will be the center of attention on this issue of the UFO and extraterrestrial reality, and the people will pay attention in a way that they really don't have a reason to. Otherwise, students, it'll legitimize the discussion of this in every school, in every business, in every civic organization, in every neighborhood organization, because it's no longer just about the topic, it's about using a ballot initiative for this topic. And so the effect of that is going to be huge. And I'd like to ask, I know that there are not that many Denver voters in the audience tonight, but if you know of them, please refer them to the website, extracampaign.org, to the petitioning page. They can find out where they can collect signatures. We'll be at Juneteenth and 5 Points. We were at the People's Fair. We raised, one other thing that we're doing is something called Welcome to Earth. And it's a project where we combine musicians or artists who want to perform, let's say musicians who want to perform, and invite us to collect signatures at their event. We promote them, they promote us. Volunteers collect the signatures, and money that has been donated to pay paid petitioners instead gets donated to a charitable cause. at the People's Fair, we raised almost $300 for a homeless assistance program. We'll do the same again at Juneteenth on Saturday. And we'll continue to do this in various ways, different charitable causes. So it's just a wonderful thing. That's actually what sparked the most recent media interest, of which today on the Denver Daily News, local paper, it was the largest story on the front page describing Dr. Greer's work in this event tonight. And it also mentioned the ballot initiative. Also on Sunday morning at 10:30, I'll be on NBC Channel 9, NBC affiliate in Denver, for about a half an hour starting at 10:30. And it's actually Channel 20, it's one of their sister stations, just answering questions that have been sent in by the viewers about the ballot initiative and this Welcome to Earth campaign. So what I'd like to ask you to do is, there's enough people in this group that each person, each signature that we collect would result in about 10,000 people being able to pay attention to what's going to happen when this ballot initiative is on the ballot. And for those of you that are not Denver voters, if you could even donate $1, that would still equal 10,000 people, because we just, use that dollar to get the signature. There's envelopes in the back, and it just says $1 equals 10,000 people paying attention. So we're going to run a little bit of an experiment. If you can afford $1 and you think it's worth 10,000 people hearing the kind of information that Dr. Greer is going to tell you tonight, and other of the whistleblowers that he's been working with, that kind of information is what's going to get out to the people when they're paying attention. But it takes getting on the ballot to get their attention. So now I'd like to mention just a couple things coming up. MUFON's having its 40th anniversary conference in Denver, April 6th to 9th. In September, the Institute for the Study of Galactic Civilizations is having what's called a Galactic Gathering in the Denver area, September 25th to 27th. There's a flyer on that. And one thing that happened last year was, after this information about Stan Romanek got out in his Alien in the Window video, I monitored saying things that were happening. There are about 300,000 websites around the world in 24 different languages that were making reference to this. That's not coming up with 100 million or more people paying attention at that time. So we can expect at least that much. Half of those were in Spanish, thousands were in Arabic, thousands in Chinese and Russian. So I want to end there because I do want you to take advantage of all the information that Dr. Greer has. But what I want to say here is that Dr. Greer, a couple of practical things. Dr. Greer will be doing a book signing at the back of the hall on my left after the event. He'll also be doing a workshop this Saturday afternoon right here in this same Tivoli Student Union in the Zenith Room from 1:30 to 6 p.m. There will be a mini CSETI Ambassadors to the Universe training, instruction meditation, remote viewing, and use of CSETI contact protocols. After a dinner break, the training will include fieldwork under the stars at a nearby outdoor location to use the CSETI protocols to contact the extraterrestrial intelligent beings. Now what I'd like is that everybody be as quiet as possible in the back of the room. I know there's some things that you could do, signing a petition or buying a book or whatever, but if you go back there, keep the noise level very low, because we like to have honor Dr. Greer by having everybody allowed to be giving their undivided attention, and because he has some very important things to say. So, just to introduce Dr. Greer, he is an emergency room physician and the man who briefs world leaders on the biggest secret in history. He's the founder of the Disclosure Project, with over 500 top secret witnesses in to UFO events. He's the founder of the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence. He's also the founder of the Advanced Energy Research Organization and the Orion Project, which seeks breakthroughs in the research and development of free energy technologies that can transform the current energy, environmental, and social crises into a world of sustainability and enlightened abundance. And by the way, just last month, my niece graduated from this campus, and she was the chair of the Sustainability Committee for the whole campus. Very proud of her. One thing, I want to just give you one quick story that happened a few hours ago that really, to me, gives sort of the essence of Dr.